views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Are you ready to stop stress, anxiety, and low self-esteem from running your life? Join award-winning author Dr. Friedemann Schaub from Empowerment Radio as he addresses some of the most prevailing challenges in our day-to-day lives. Find out how you can use the power of your mind to overcome self-sabotaging patterns and build a solid foundation of confidence and self-respect. Learn cutting-edge tools and approach every day with great ease, joy, and purpose. This is the time to empower yourself. Now, here's your host, Dr. Friedemann Schaub.
Hello, and welcome to Empowerment Radio. I'm your host, Dr. Friedemann. Looking forward to another hour of talking about breakthrough solutions for confident living. And we have a fantastic show today with a very special guest, which I'm very much looking forward to bring on in a moment. But before we go there, just let me ask you a very important question. How are you doing today? When were you actually wondering this the last time? See, the first week I was living in the US, I just came from Germany. I went shopping in a supermarket, and the nice lady at the checkout stand asked me, "How are you doing, sir?" Well, I launched into the whole story that I just came from Germany and I'm starting to work at the university and I don't know anybody here. And she replied, "Paper or plastic?" Well, in that moment, I realized that she didn't necessarily mean it, how I'm doing. And so we need to really go back and ask ourselves that very question, because how we are doing and how we are feeling really matters, and it needs to especially matter to ourselves. So if you're checking in right now, how you're feeling, would you say you're calm and relaxed, or maybe a little bit anxious and preoccupied? Do you feel like hopeful and optimistic, or do you right now see more dark clouds on the horizon? And how do you feel about what's on tap for you on this day? I just invite you every day to check in with yourself and really notice your feelings. There's nothing inside of you that should be ignored or that you should be afraid of. Your feelings, no matter if you would say they're good or bad, comfortable or uncomfortable, they are your most accurate inner guidance system, which can really help you to navigate through these rather interesting times. And some might even say these are crazy times we're in. Don't you also find that somehow our reality right now is changing and shifting a little faster than we really can keep up with? You know, certain aspects of life, things that we have relied on and accepted just as, let's say, foundations of a well-functioning society, somehow seem to no longer matter. For example, political correctness is nowadays considered an insult, a sign of wimpiness, and it's certainly unmanly to do. But when you look up political correctness, what it means, it says it is the avoidance of forms of expression or action that are perceived to exclude, marginalize, or insult groups of people who are socially disadvantaged or discriminated against. And I cannot find anything wrong with that. But in politics in general, I think there is just right now something more like a comedy act happening where it's okay to bully and insult your opponents with rude and often adolescent remarks. And also facts don't longer seem to be important. You know, studies showed that when we are told a lie often enough, we start to believe it. And I think this is what we often are exposed to. that we are told things that are just not true. And even though there are these fact checker and blog articles that bring the facts out, doesn't prevent from that lie to be told once again, over and over again. And even in sports, when you look at that, it's amazing how we used to believe that athletes are the ones that decide the events, and now it turns out that no, it's actually all about money and betting pools. And shockingly, even the dependable reputation of the German automakers have been poofed overnight. So my point is that we are living in very turbulent and certainly at some times also confusing times. And the things that we used to rely on and believe in externally seem often no longer be relevant. And I think there is no wonder that we are dealing with just an epidemic of fear and anxiety in our society. More than 70% of doctor visits are now about stress and anxiety related concerns. So this is the time where we don't necessarily have the external world to orient ourselves at as who we are and who we are supposed to be. This is a time where we really need to find our center again. This is where we need to find the calmness within to go through these changes with sanity and a sense of truthfulness to ourselves. One of my great teachers, Yogi Bhajan, has already predicted end of the last millennium that this time will be the time where we will go through a shift where human mankind seems to be divided between those who are striving for power and profit and control, and those who are living more from a place of compassion and equality and care. And he often said that we need to go inside, meditate, consolidate, and become more like trees, like a tree that is rooted firmly in the ground, but at the same time is also flexible enough to move and withstand the strongest storms. And this is something that we today, me and my fabulous guest, Debbie D'Aquino, will discuss in today's show, which is all about how to stay calm in these turbulent times. Debbie D'Aquino is the author of the Amazon #1 bestseller, Calm is a New Happy, How to Get There in 5 Minutes. And she's a founder of the Green Tea Meditation Transformation. Debbie's purpose and mission is to change lives from the inside out. She's a creator of Burst into Brilliance, a signature program for entrepreneurs, designers, and creative types who struggle to get their vision in front of their ideal audience and impact the world with a unique genius. And Debbie works as a transformational coach and has helped hundreds of people to shift from not good enough syndrome into breakthrough, heart-centered realization of their spectacular self. And with this new awareness, their attitude and personality literally start attracting new, exciting opportunities that bring forth the path to accomplish their dreams. In other words, Debbie is amazing and does wonderful transformational work in the world. So thank you so much, Debbie, for being on the show today.
Wow, thank you, Friedemann. And I am just so excited that you and I are going to talk about bringing more calm into daily life. You know, I think just creating this energy between us, right? It's going out into the world. All of your listeners are already into personal development, and they're going to be touched as well. And then their energy is going out into the world, and slowly, one by one, we will affect the entire planet.
That's the plan. I completely agree. Now, Debbie, are you always calm yourself?
Oh, come on. That's such a great question, because for me, I can be excited and calm at the same time, because for me, calm is it's an ever-present moment. It's like being in the moment right now. You got me chuckling when you talked about the cashier that was bagging your groceries, and her response to you're pouring out, you're new here, you kind of want to be welcomed, and she's like paper or plastic, was she truly in the moment? Not even close, right? She was absorbed in her own thought, and just being in the moment. Yes, we can be excited and like I say, be calmly focused, have an acceptance of what's going on at this present moment. Being confident and patient. That's what calm means to me.
What I love about the title of your book, Calm is a New Happy, it's really that it shifts the focus away from that goal that everyone seemed to strive for, which is to be happy. And Calm is a New Happy really makes me, at least, and we will talk after the break more about this, makes me feel like, there is actually a priority. There is maybe the foundation of life that shouldn't be just trying to be happy and joyful at all times, but really seeing more the calmness and the peacefulness in the moment as that what we want to root ourselves in. So when we come back, we will talk more with Debbie Aquino, and you can call in at 888-418-6890 with any questions, 888-418-6890, or use the chat box in the Transformation Talk Radio website.
Hi everyone, this is Dr. Pat. The ancient Inca root vegetable maca is world-renowned for its wide array of health benefits. As a family-run company of true maca specialists, the maca team's mission is to provide you with fresh, organic, premium quality maca powders at a fair price. Amazing. All of the products are always organically grown, fair-traded, GMO-free, fresh, and potent. So don't take my word for it. Experience the life-changing benefits of maca today. Visit themacateam.com.
Are you ready to stop stress, anxiety, and low self-esteem from running your life? Join award-winning author Dr. Friedemann Schaub for Empowerment Radio and learn breakthrough solutions to switch out of survival mode and approach every day with great ease, joy, and purpose. Tune in the first and third Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific to Empowerment Radio with host Dr. Friedemann Schaub on Transformation Talk Radio. Visit thefearandanxietysolution.com to learn more.
Naturopathic doctor, founder of the Martha's Vineyard Holistic Retreat, and author of the New York Times bestseller 21 Pounds in 21 Days, Dr. Ronnie DeLuce has helped tens of thousands of people, including celebrities and athletes, with her message of lifestyle change. Now Dr. Ronnie DeLuce wants to help you. You too can be saved. Email Dr. Ronnie DeLuce at info@ronniedeluceonradio.com and visit mtheholisticretreat.com. Dr. Ronnie DeLuce, your partner in wellness.
Almost everyone at some time in their lives ask themselves, what am I? Most of our questions are ego-generated and simply don't address the problem of our false self. It's time to relax your ego and embody your soul. Dr. Dan Cohen, neurologist, inventor, and author, has created tools to awaken, a new way to transform from who you thought you were into what you truly are. Visit toolstoawaken.com today.
If you're one of the millions of Americans suffering from anxiety, you probably know how powerless and out of control this emotion can make you feel. This is why it is so important to remember that anxiety is created by your mind, which means that you can learn to use your mind to uncreate it. Hello, my name is Dr. Friedemann Schaub. My award-winning book, The Fear and Anxiety Solution,
provides you with a step-by-step breakthrough process to understand and resolve the root causes of your anxiety and build a solid foundation of confidence and inner peace. If you're ready to take your power back, visit thefearandanxietysolution.com.
Order your copy of Dr. Friedemann Schaub's The Fear and Anxiety Solution today. Visit thefearandanxietysolution.com for more information.
Are you ready for a radical shift in your way of being? Are you seeking a more deeply connected and fulfilling life? Awakened Living Radio is a show dedicated to helping you embrace a life filled with profound peace, connection, and happiness. TJ Woodward is passionate about helping you find your clarity, balance, and purpose. Join co-host TJ Woodward and Dr. Pat Basili on the first Monday of every month at 11 a.m. Pacific Time for Awakened Living Radio on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Welcome back to Empowerment Radio. I'm your host, Dr. Friedemann Schaub, with my very special and wonderful guest, Debbie D'Aquino, the author of the bestseller, Calm is the New Happy, How to Get There in 5 Minutes. And we are talking about exactly that. How can we stay calm in these very interesting and swiftly changing times? Now, Debbie, tell us, what do you feel as you're looking around is the biggest challenge for people when it comes to staying calm? Where do they lose their calm?
Oh, this is such a great question. I refer to it as a short checklist, right?
Mm-hmm.
To keep calm in your life. I've trained myself to understand the difference between respond and react. So when I look around, I see my friends with their kids. We're like reacting so much faster than we are responding. And if I can, very quickly, I want to tell you, if you go to the dictionary, the word respond, it includes something in return, an answer, show favorable reaction, reply. And if you look up the word react, its description includes words like exert reciprocal or counteracting force or influence, stimulus, act in opposition, used with against, reverse direction. So in other words, the word respond kind of has a soft, welcoming feeling to it. Well, the word react is very curt and defensive. It's kind of like react is a knee-jerk reaction. It tends to be negative. Whereas respond, takes pause. It takes consideration for a moment. And, I've been thinking of writing a blog on this, like how quick we are to react in the negative. And may I tell a short story about?
Sure.
Oh, fantastic. When I started my design career, I was 25 years a fashion designer prior to becoming a transformational coach. So in my design career, I noticed that my first boss said no to every idea I'd present. It was like a knee-jerk reaction, right? And 2 to 3 days would pass, and then he would come up with my idea as his own, and he'd run it by me. So I saw this pattern in him. And then my next position, my second boss, he was similar, and that he'd say no immediately. And then 2 or 3 days would pass, and he'd come back around and he'd say, Debbie, I've been thinking about what you presented, and I think it might be a good idea. So then I started noticing my fiance, excuse me, my fiance would do the same thing. He'd respond with a no, like 98% of the time. And then over time, he'd come back with a yes. And then Friedemann, I even noticed myself doing it with my staff and friends. When I was asked something that required my time or maybe would require me changing my plans, and I'd immediately find a reason for no, like why it's not going to work.
Mm.
And then
It's infectious.
It is. And then later when I would kind of think about what they had said, and I think, maybe that is something we should try. And I started asking myself, why do we tend to say no as a quick reaction instead of I'm training myself to respond and I'm learning to say, let me think on it instead of that quick no, which was my habit for so many years. So I think all of us can be a little more calm if we learn to respond, consideration, instead of reacting negatively.
Such a good point. And I think the reaction comes very often with this feeling of having to have a quick response. Partially it has to do with our attention span, that it gets smaller and smaller. But there is also a fear of losing control. You see this, for example, in what right now is in everyone's mind, these debates, and politicians are not really listening to each other. They are reacting. They're taking out the sledgehammer and beating each other up. And there is no, like you said, pausing and considering and maybe even telling the other person, well, you're right. I can see your point. So anything that is connecting and slowing down this whole wave of intensity and energy and just bringing a little bit more peace into it is avoided. And I have the feeling when we talk about it that there is this fear, this fundamental fear of looking powerless and being out of control. And why? Because we fundamentally do feel out of control. I mean, when we are looking around, we do feel that pretty much everything and everyone around us is in charge of our lives, whether it's we are sitting in traffic and we cannot move, whether it's our boss who gives us, last minute a deadline that means we have to work all weekend long, whether it's the terrorists that don't allow us to travel to wherever we want to. I mean, we do feel a fundamental sense of powerless, which in many ways is an illusion, but that's how we feel. And I think that is one reason why this quick reaction and this quick no may make us feel more powerful. And in that moment, we won. But of course, we didn't. We just created more of a conflict with our environment, in ourself. If you have any questions for us, call 888-418-6890 or write into the chat box. For more information on Debbie, give us your website.
Oh, great. Well, there is a book website, Calm is the New Happy. And if they go to that right now, they're actually going to tap into a telesummit that I'm running. And I will come back to that in a moment. And you could also go to my website, debbiedaquino.com. And what shall I say? Good luck spelling it.
You can do it.
Yes.
So how do you spell it?
Great. Debbie is D-E-B-B-I-E. Daquino is D-A-Q-U-I-N-O. debbiedaquino.com. And may I tell them about the telesummit that you are my guest on?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm so happy that this is actually something that's very timely, because tomorrow I will be your guest.
That's right. I know. It is very timely. And you're like my new best friend. So, yes, well, I'm hosting a 21-day interview series. And I have had the pleasure of talking to such great thought leaders of today. And each day I have a different guest speaker. Tomorrow you are my guest speaker. And if anyone's interested in listening to us tomorrow, they would go to calmisthenewhappy.com. They're going to enter their email, and then they receive a daily email from me announcing who the speaker of the day is. Well, we are going to be on day 18 tomorrow, Friedemann. So we have missed 18 days, right? But they would get to hear day 18, day 19, day 20, and day 21. And then let me tell you a surprise that nobody else knows.
We are the first.
Yes, we are the first. I'm about to announce it right here on your radio program. After day 21, I'll let you listen to that fabulous speaker for 2 days. And then I am going to open up all of the speakers that you missed, right? So they will have opportunity to hear every speaker from day 1 all the way through day 21. And each speaker gives a free gift. So it's fun to check in just to get the gifts.
Yes. And I think that's really, really generous and wonderful. And remember, it's all free. So there is never the time too late to sign up for the Calm is a New Happy Telesummit, which really offers you so many just great talks and interviews, but also amazing tools that you can use every day for exactly that purpose, to find that inner calmness and to reconnect with yourself, especially when everything around you seems to spin. So when we come back, we will talk more about specific ways to stay calm, things that Debbie has been describing in her book and found with her clients, things that I have been working on with my clients, and hopefully all of this will inspire you just to respond to your emotions, respond to your environment, respond to life, so that you can move forward with that happiness that comes through calmness.
Hey everybody, this is Dr. Pat. Many of you have heard me talk about the Lyme disease epidemic going on right now in the world. I want to tell you about my friends at Results RNA. They have now created an entire Lyme support system for immune system support, detoxification, rejuvenation, and neurological healing. Please visit resultsrna.com to learn more, and for first-time orders, you'll receive a special 10% discount. All you have to do is type in Dr. Pat at checkout.
Are you ready to stop stress, anxiety, and low self-esteem from running your life? Join award-winning author Dr. Friedemann Schaub for Empowerment Radio and learn breakthrough solutions to switch out of survival mode and approach every day with great ease, joy, and purpose. Tune in the first and third Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific to Empowerment Radio with host Dr. Friedemann Schaub on Transformation Talk Radio. Visit thefearandanxietysolution.com to learn more.
Called the Oprah of radio by her listeners, award-winning host Dr. Pat Baccili is blowing the doors off of traditional talk radio. Get ready for an energizing delivery and powerful interviews with leaders in the field of human potential. Dr. Pat's fresh, new perspective on living life full out has catapulted her show to the top of talk radio. Tune in and Dr. Pat will help you thrive instead of merely survive. Visit thedrpatshow.com. That's THEDRPatShow.com for listening times in your area.
There are so many resources out there for meditation. But did you know that Atana's Heart Earth Healing Meditation is available for you for free? Yes, that's right. You can receive this free healing meditation today from Atana Badili. All you need to do is visit his website, atanamethod.com. That's ATAANA method.com, and sign up. You will receive your free meditation instantly. That's atanamethod.com.
If you're one of the millions of Americans suffering from anxiety, you probably know how powerless and out of control this emotion can make you feel. This is why it is so important to remember that anxiety is created by your mind, which means that you can learn to use your mind to uncreate it. Hello, my name is Dr. Friedemann Schaub. My award-winning book, The Fear and Anxiety Solution, provides you with a step-by-step breakthrough process to understand and resolve the root causes of your anxiety and build a solid foundation of confidence and inner peace. If you're ready to take your power back, visit thefearandanxietysolution.com.
Order your copy of Dr. Friedemann Schaub's The Fear and Anxiety Solution today. Visit thefearandanxietysolution.com for more information.
Chris Stanis is a spiritual leader and healer and teaches a course on how you can transform your life through a meditation and healing system that will manifest your spirit's dreams. She manifested the Women of Wisdom Conference, the Women of Wisdom book, and this radio show. And she can show you how to change your life too. Are you ready? Visit the website and contact her at voicesofwomentoday.com. That's voicesofwomentoday.com.
Awaken to your radiant, authentic self. For over 15 years, Soul Purpose Advocate Nancy Monson has been focused on leading change in the lives of those looking to live their true purpose. She is devoted to supporting people in living a soul-directed life every day. Let Nancy help you overcome fear, worry, and doubt. Visit everydayspirituality.com to learn how Nancy can be your Soul Purpose Advocate.
Welcome back to Empowerment Radio with your host, Dr. Friedemann. By the way, I always forget, so I will not forget this time, which is to announce the way you can find out more about myself. Just if you are interested in the Fear and Anxiety Solution, the book, the seminar, the individual sessions I'm offering, the great empowerment tools that you can download for free from my website, just go to thefearandanxietysolution.com, all in one word, thefearandanxietysolution.com, and you will find a lot of entryways for you to overcome that challenge of stress, fear, insecurity, anxiety, and find more peace and wholeness inside. In the break, with my wonderful guest, Debbie D'Aquino, we talked about that when we are reacting, we are often in resistance to whatever happens around us. And so we are focusing more on what we don't want, the no's in the world, the things that we are blocking away, then we are actually focusing on what we do want. And Debbie, you made a good point about that this is part of your system of finding calmness to decide more clearly on what we want. Can you talk more about that?
Oh, I'd love to do that. Yes, you're right. We're so focused on what we don't want that many of us are not truly in touch with what we do want. And we need to be decisive about what we do want in our life. What do we want in our personality? What do we want to represent to the world? What do we want for our family? What do you want for your creative work? And I find that we're not being decisive. It keeps us unsettled and uncertain and undecided. And then that will trigger overwhelming feelings and that feeling of overload. So I like to remind all of my clients that decision brings clarity. Clarity brings confidence. Confidence brings courage. Courage brings personal growth, and personal growth brings possibilities. Possibilities brings passion, and passion brings freedom. And freedom brings better decisions. And then we go, decisions bring clarity. So where do we start to make good decisions? You know, I have been in situations where both sides of the deciding factor hold good merit, you know, so where do we start, right? So I've came up with a method that works really well for myself, and it works in crucial pressured situations. Cut me off if we're running out of time, Friedemann, but I do have I'd have a short story I would love to tell because it's the best way for me to explain the decision-making method that I use. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, so a few years back, I had to make a crucial decision about leaving a part-time position that I had held for 10 and a half years. And the job did not take much time, which was great. And it brought in a couple thousand every month. So that was like $24,000 a year that was coming in that did not require much of my time. But I wasn't loving the work anymore. Mm-hmm. And so the decision became very difficult for me because through the 10 and a half years, I had built these client relationships, that had grown into friendships, and they trusted me, and I'd been invited into their homes year after year, and I watched their children grow up for 10 years, and we were engaged by telephone and by email, and we were Facebook friends. And so my heart was really heavy with this decision because I didn't want to disappoint leaving them, right? So, right. And you can say, oh, well, you can call them up. Well, that's easy. You can call or you can go see them. But I know that that's not the way life works. I wouldn't be traveling on the company dime anymore. And I'd have to make concerted efforts to really reach out and stay in touch with these friends. So anyway, the indecision just ate at my stomach for 2 weeks. I wrestled with, do I continue with this job or do I resign? And my list of pros and cons wasn't helping me. So the deadline was fast approaching. I had to submit my decision, and this is what I did. I sat in a very quiet space with my eyes closed. I started telling myself, whatever I decide, I know everything will fall into perfect order. Then I asked myself, how do you feel about staying on for another year of work with this company? I paused and I became fully aware of my inner being. And I felt this curdle in the pit of my stomach. And then I asked myself, how do you feel about letting this job go and start a new chapter of your life? And immediately I felt like a rising of joy and excitement in my heart. And as scared as I was, because I had no plans prepared for how to replace the $24,000, I just trusted my inner wisdom, that feeling of joy and excitement. And that day, I resigned from the part-time position. And so, yes, we can consciously create calm by being clearly focused on what we want and then trust that inner wisdom.
But see, that's such a great story because it also shows you, of course, that you do have the guidance system, which I mentioned at the beginning, which are ultimately our sensations, our emotions, and which is on the level of the subconscious mind, that uber mind, that greater intelligence within us that knows what is right for us. But then you also made it the moment when you were asking, how do I feel about staying with this job longer? You made it about yourself. You didn't make it about the people. You didn't make it about the money. It was all about this more deeper question. So what about me? Do I find that I want to stay or I want to leave? And I think that's something that also often I find a wonderful way to become more calm, to ask ourselves, what do we want? Not what the world from us want, not what others expect from us, not what we are supposed to be, to what the job, the family, the friends, just really going back to the inner roots and wondering, what do I actually want? And so, thank you for sharing. I think this is, and I'm sure you have never regretted this decision afterwards.
I have not. Even when I was then unsure what to do. And, when people were saying, well, do you miss that position? And I'm like, you know what? Not for a minute. I miss the people. I miss the clients, but I didn't miss the work. So it was the right decision. Yeah.
And there was a very wise man that said once that, and he had to make a lot of decisions in his life. And at some point he realized, it doesn't really matter what decision he makes. He just knows at the level where he makes decisions, he makes the decisions out of that feeling of that feels right now. But afterwards, he spends the next month or year to make sure that this was the right decision. So he puts all the energy and effort into whatever decision he has made to really get him the outcome that he wants. And I think that makes decisions so much less scary. It's just basically a fork in the road. And you say, I can go left or right. And when I go left, I'm just going to go exactly with these intentions and with that energy and that clarity that I need to get to my goals and reach my destination. And when I heard that story, it made me realize that how often we stop from making decisions because we are afraid it's the wrong one. We are failing. We can't do it. And we are not necessarily finding that clarity that it's just a part of the journey. And we can, when we go inside and listen, find which fork we should take, which direction we should go. And we can find the inner resources to make it a joyful and a positive and a fulfilling part of our journey.
That's
now,
so
Debbie,
true.
I would like to
Can
ask
I interject?
you just to...
Oh, yes.
Oh, sure.
I wanted to interject. Yes, making that decision, like for me, it goes back to saying if we're clear about what we want, because I was really clear that I wanted to do something different in my life. And then after making that decision, that's when I started writing my book. So I didn't see it ahead of time. It fell right into flow after the decision was made.
And what would have happened if you would have not made the decision? Maybe we would have not even talked, and you would have not changed so many people's life with your great work. So please let us know again the website for the Telesummit and also for your work.
Oh, let's do that. Telesummit, yes, it's an online telesummit. It's a free event. And if you go to calmisthenewhappy.com. So it's calm, C-A-L-M, is thenewhappy.com, C-O-M. They kind of sound the same, right? And that way they can opt in and they can hear you tomorrow on the Telesummit where we've done an interview. And what else did you ask me? Oh.
And also, how can people find in general out more about you and your work?
Yeah. Well, that's also a great way to get in touch with me, is to opt into that Telesummit. And then they can certainly Google me. They can see debbiedequino.com. I have a fun website because I'm also a dance instructor part-time. So you will see, they get to see a lot of fun dance videos on my website, and they can read about my book. And I have a green tea meditation program, and they could read about that as well. So debbiedequino.com.
A diamond with many facets, all I can say.
That's
Debbie,
sweet.
do you have any personal message for the listeners that you would like to leave us with?
Oh, my personal message is, since we didn't get a life manual when we came into being, I think most of us forget that we are energy. Our very core is energy. Every thought, every emotion affects your energy system. And you can so easily change your energy system by just the thoughts that you bring into your mind. Just thinking thoughts of thankfulness and appreciation and gratitude will change. It'll change your vibration. It will lift your vibration. And that energy will affect everyone around you.
Thank you very much. By the way, this is a shout out from a client of yours, Lynn, who said, my healing work with Debbie has been so powerful. I don't have sufficient words to express it. Thank you for bringing her forth into our lives. So wonderful. And thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Debbie. I'm really excited about our interview tomorrow on the Telesummit. And I hope we will do this again.
I sure loved it. Thank you so much, Friedemann. And
You're
thanks
welcome.
to all of your listeners. It's wonderful to have some time with you right now.
Thank you. Take care. When we come back, we will do some more, a little bit deeper work on going into a state of calmness, no matter what the circumstances are. So get already relaxed, get your nice little blanket out, put your feet up, lock the dog out of the house for a moment. I mean, in the garden, hopefully not in the street. And make this the time where you can actually go inside, look inside, and reconnect with yourself.
Are you ready to stop stress, anxiety, and low self-esteem from running your life? Join award-winning author Dr. Friedemann Schaub for Empowerment Radio and learn breakthrough solutions to switch out of survival mode and approach every day with great ease, joy, and purpose. Tune in the first and third Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific to Empowerment Radio with host Dr. Friedemann Schaub on Transformation Talk Radio. Visit thefearandanxietysolution.com to learn more.
Holistic Medical Center is where you find it all. A healthy space with doctors who care, see, and listen to the whole you. Hi, this is Dr. Darvish. If you have not found an answer to your chronic symptoms, you will find answers here at Holistic Medical Center. Our doctors find the root cause of your symptoms and guide your body towards healing naturally. We transform lives from within. Visit drdarvish.com or call 425-451-0404.
If you're one of the millions of Americans suffering from anxiety, you probably know how powerless and out of control this emotion can make you feel. This is why it is so important to remember that anxiety is created by your mind, which means that you can learn to use your mind to uncreate it. Hello, my name is Dr. Friedemann Schaub. My award-winning book, The Fear and Anxiety Solution, provides you with a step-by-step breakthrough process to understand and resolve the root causes of your anxiety and build a solid foundation of confidence and inner peace. If you're ready to take your power back, visit thefearandanxietysolution.com.
Order your copy of Dr. Friedemann Schaub's The Fear and Anxiety Solution today. Visit thefearandanxietysolution.com for more information.
Hello and welcome back to Empowerment Radio. Are you already feeling calmer? Are you already a little bit more relaxed just by spending an hour of wholeness and sanity focusing on the things that are really important in life, which right now is you? Is you feeling at peace? Is you feeling connected to yourself? And is you also realizing that you do have an amazing, powerful influence on the people in the world around you? And so what I would like you to do for right now is we are going into a little meditation. I would like you just to relax. Maybe you just put the phone down for a moment. Maybe you can allow yourself to close your eyes. Take a few nice breaths in and out. And as you breathe, just remember that the breath is teaching you, teaching all of us, that as we are inhaling, we are reminding us that there is always enough. And as we are exhaling, we are feeling that there is always a way for us to let go and release. Allowing yourself just through this breath to come already into a greater state of calmness, as if you're watching a pendulum swinging back and forth. The day that is still ahead of you. Feel that you can choose right now to be like that tree, having your feet on the ground, having your heart open, having a flexible and open mind. Visualize yourself going as that calm, centered person through your life, and just by your energy being calmer and more relaxed, you also being able to make an effect, have an influence on the people around you. Imagine yourself being the one who acknowledges the presence of others, who says hello, who actually means the "how are you doing" question, who smiles, who may give a compliment, or simply ask someone, "Can I help you?" Just through these small acts of kindness and connection, these small signs that the other people for you exist, you recognize them, you see them, you want to be connected to them. You are creating a sense of calmness within yourself, and you are giving a sense of belonging and calmness to whoever's life you touch in this moment. It may be the driver next to you who is also stuck in traffic, who you just nod friendly the head to. Maybe the barista in the coffee shop that you thank for her great service. It may be someone that you meet in the elevator, and rather than turning your eyes up or looking down at your shoes, you just have a little conversation. And by doing this, you're making calmness and that sense of centeredness not only something you feel right now as you're sitting and relaxing, you're making it as a healing force for the world around you. And this way, slow down a little bit, day by day, person by person, moment by moment, that just really ever growing intensity and speed of the world we are living in right now. Set your intention to be that agent of change today, that source of calmness, and then take a deep breath in and exhale, and welcome back. I thank you very much for listening to the show, for your openness and willingness to just grow and empower yourself more, and by doing so, empower those around you. Until next time, we will talk again and listen to each other again. Hopefully you will call in with any questions and stories in 2 weeks. Until then, take good care, stay calm, and be happy.
You've been listening to Empowerment Radio with Dr. Friedemann Schaub. Join Dr. Friedemann the first and third Wednesday each month at 11 a.m. Pacific as he addresses some of the most prevailing challenges of our daily lives. Discover how you can use the power of your mind to overcome stress, anxiety, and overwhelm, and create a solid foundation of confidence and self-esteem. Learn cutting-edge tools so that you can approach every day with great ease, joy, and purpose. To learn more about what Dr. Schaub can do for you, visit thefearandanxietysolution.com.